Yes, lucky enough to be joined now by Dylan Walker, who will be captaining the Warriors this weekend. Tohi Harris not playing. A number of changes to this Warriors team. They have, I guess, the luxury of being able to do that with that top four spot locked up. Of the 17 players used in the win over the Dragons, 7 are out for this week, so a fair bit of rotating being done. But Dylan Walker joins us here on It's Only Sport. Dylan, thank you very much for your time and welcome to the show.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
So, top four spot, first off, we'll cover that. How just exciting is that for this club to be able to achieve that this year?
Yeah, it's huge, mate. It's, everyone sets out for a top four spot at the start of the year. And, we're just fortunate enough that we've played some really good football during the year. Worked really hard. And then now we get to, like you said before, have some players rested that have got a few niggling injuries, and they should be ready to go for finals week 1.
I don't mean to be in any way disrespectful when I ask this, but is it something that you and the players and the coaching group felt was genuinely achievable at the start of the year?
I can't remember if we ever had a conversation about it, to be honest. We never really spoke about, top four. It was just what we thought that one football game, to be honest, and speaking a lot about that, and we have these markers where we judge ourselves on it every week, and if we hit those 4 things, then we're going to win more football games than lose. So yeah, it was never spoken about, not even until we were getting close. But I would say that it's in the background, and we as players, you're talking amongst yourselves, and we're just also driven on what we have to do each and every week, and just very grateful that we get the chance to lock it up already and go out this week and put in a good performance and get another win.
Has it been easier this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're a team like the Warriors, when you look at the way they performed last year and really the last couple of years, and it's obviously been a bit of a tough time to come into this year and get these sort of results, is it easier when you don't really have that pressure of expectation?
No, I don't think so. This is probably... this is the best competition in the world for rugby league, and winning a game in NRL it's very hard to do. When you think about it and look at it in perspective, it's the best players playing in this competition, and each and every week you're going to come up against good players, and it's going to be a hard win. So not being disrespectful to any other teams, but you're going to have to go out there and put your best foot forward so you can win football games to, get an opportunity at the end of the season.
Dylan Walker from the Warriors joining us. I'll talk a bit about the team in a sec, Dylan, and of course you being the captain, which is wonderful news. I just want to talk a little bit about this winning streak the club has been on, because there was a point where I think you lost, I could get the numbers wrong here, but you lost something like 4 and 5 games, and many probably from the outside looking in would have said, okay, the wheels are coming off. 7 straight wins at the back end of the season. I mean, what sort of led to that winning run? Obviously, we saw performances earlier in the year that told us, okay, the Warriors are capable of this. But during this run of seven wins, just from a player's perspective, what's been the key to that?
I think just consistency and what the coaches expect each and every week, how they do video, how we cut it up, how we watch it, how we debrief it, and then we come into the week fresh and energised, and who we're playing again that week, who's the team that we're playing at that in this week coming up is very consistent. And, just going back and we were saying about where we lost, I think it was 3 in a row. They were up against very good sides. I think we had Roosters, Melbourne, Penrith. And I think when we lost those games, we felt like we played really good in those games, but it was just purely not sort of just, we didn't get the end result, but we felt like in the game that we learnt a lot from those teams and how they go about their business and how they shut games out. And I think we all got lessons from it, and coming into those 7 games that we've won, as though it hasn't been pretty, we've learnt the way to still win ugly, and I think that's an important trait as a team, as a successful team to have. And I've just been real proud of everyone in the club and coaching staff, and even people in the front office, how selling out the stadiums here in Mount Smart, getting the media done right is a job, and that's a win for the people in the front office. And it just comes down to the players. It makes our job a lot easier, coming out to packed out stadiums and just getting up for a game. And I feel like last week, as though it wasn't pretty, I felt like that we defended really well. It was just poor discipline on our end, and that's an easy fix. We've spoken about it, we've talked about it, and everyone's on board and knows exactly what they have to do.
Yeah, well, I'm curious to know, because there'll be a lot of fans who talk about the fact that the wins haven't been by the 30 point margins that you may be getting about a month or so ago. Winning ugly, you touched on it there. Yeah, what are the benefits of it? Because I can only imagine that when you get on these runs of 6-7 wins in a row, that just getting the win in itself is such a motivator. But as opposed to winning by big margins, what do you see as the benefit of winning those games, those close ones? As you say, winning ugly.
I just think that for me, it just speaks that we know that we haven't been our best, and then when we are at our best, and when we were winning by 30 against the Sharks, the Parramatta Eels, where we know when we put it together that we can, it's going to help us. But then how we're winning ugly is, just staying in the fight, not getting flustered when something doesn't go right, because something's bound to go wrong in a game, and something's bound not going to go. It's not going to get the right call. The ball's going to bounce in the other team's favour. But we've just learnt over this course and over the year where it's just move on. Let it out, let the emotion out of, got to go again, and just move on to the next job. And we've done that over the year. I think when we played Sharks, when we were down 22-0, and just clawing our way back to that, I would say that's winning ugly. But we just stayed in the fight. We never gave up. It was resilient. And we just know that the game plan of what the coaches give out each and every week is going to work. And when we have our markers, scored, if we do those every week and hit those marks, that we're going to win more games.
Dylan Walker with us from the Warriors. Dylan, you'll be captain this weekend against the Dolphins. What does that mean?
Yeah, mate. It's to be honest, I never thought I'd probably ever have this opportunity in my career. Not saying that I don't see myself as a leader. It was just something that, I thought it went by me. But, we had a good conversation. Webby, sat us all down and sort of gave the rundown who was the captain. And it's obviously Tohu, and then it went Wade Egan and myself. Wade Egan was the vice captain, and he said if anything happened, it was going to be me. So, mate, very privileged to run out this weekend, lead these boys out. I'm not too much of a guy that's gonna. I'm more of just a happy-go-lucky guy. Say what I need to say, and then everyone who I'm playing with, and making them better players. And that's what I felt like I do. That's what I feel like I say and do each and every week. And I'm not very much of a hard, direct guy going, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's just basically go out there, back yourself, be within our systems in defence and in attack. It just all take care of ourselves if we know the game plan and, choose your best play.
Yeah, does it sort of alter how you approach the game when you've got that captain's armband or that big C next to you on the team sheet? Do you sort of alter how you prepare for the game personally?
No, for me, I look at the C as it's just about being calm. To be honest, when you're speaking to the group on the field, if something goes wrong, it's being calm, being clear, being direct of what we need to do next job. When you're speaking to the ref, it's just about being a calm head, not getting flustered, and that's about it. And I think, back in my earlier days, I used to be quite a bit of a hothead and getting into a bit of an arge and barge, but now it's I'm making a lot more tackles in the middle, and I think I've just learnt over the years of just being calm in the moment and concentrating in it is far more effective than blowing the lid off and going off my head sometimes.
Yeah, you're playing at lock this week, and I mean, it feels like you played in every position of the field across your career. A fair bit of fullback and centre early on with the Bunnies. And I remember you playing in the halves with the Seagulls, and then coming off the bench for the Warriors. I mean, what's the do you enjoy? Well, I guess what's your favourite position? First off, do you enjoy playing lock? I mean, is it as good as the other ones you've played?
Yeah, it's I enjoy playing lock because I don't know. I just felt like that. Yeah, it's a nice. It just suits my game really well. I get to run, be first receiver, and me growing up playing football. I played half all through my junior footy, and I was an on-board dominant half, and I think that sort of just that's where I feel comfortable. And now being lock and the ball playing lock, I get to be the first one getting off the dummy half, squaring up defenders in the middle. And sort of just getting some leg speed over the over the ad line, and that's what I've probably just picked up over the years playing centre, where you've got to get trying to find a quick play the ball, and it's sort of just all gelled in perfectly to what type of player and what type of role I'm doing here at the moment, and I'm enjoying it. I love lock. I love playing in the middle of the field. It's hard work sometimes, and you're going to get through it, but it's just an opportunity for me to. I think that's where it's where I'm best utilised, to be honest.
Dylan Walker here from the Warriors with us on It's Only Sport on the platform. Dylan, I'm keen to cycle back to your earlier days playing in the NRL when you were with the Rabbitohs, and of course you guys won that premiership in 2014. So a fair bit of experience in the finals for yourself, a couple of times I think with Manly as well. When you look at this Warriors team this year, I guess from what you've experienced, what's sort of the key, and I'm sure that you guys, your players and your coaches are keen just to take it 1 week at a time and not get too ahead of yourself, but what's sort of the key with the Rabbitohs when you guys won that premiership to gearing up ahead of finals time and putting together that run needed to get to the grand final? What are the keys behind that, do you think?
Yeah, just the keys on what I've probably looked back on. At the time, I was a bright-eyed kid, enjoying playing rugby league, and just seeing how it all unfolded. And I look back at it now, it's just back then it was. I think in the finals, it's all about. It's so cliche, but just all about effort. If you did a little effort, things right, and that's the kick pressures, filling the space on the field when it's shifting in the middles. And I do believe in the finals, middles wins games. I know that the edges and stuff, they score tries, they save tries, but if your middle's working hard and tirelessly and emptying the tank, it just makes it so much easier if you're a halfback playing off the back of a quick ruck or defending shape when something's slowed down in the middle. It all starts from the middle, and you obviously need your best players playing at their best and being healthy, and that's what Webby's done this week, where there's a few boys, a lot of boys actually are carrying niggling injuries, what they've had been doing, but we know that we wanted to lock up a top 4 spot so we could have this opportunity to do so. Mate, I'm stoked that we get to do that. I'm not one of the lucky ones. I'm not one of the guns. So I'm out there putting on my work boots again, and mate, it's going to be a special run for us. I think we haven't been at our best, and everyone knows it. But I know that it's just right there, and it's going to click at the right time. I've got this feeling where it's just going to happen for us, and that's going to be off the back of hard work. So I'm excited, and the team that I get to lead out this weekend, we get a first chance to do so, and we'll be going up to Suncorp to win this football game.
Yeah, perfect. Just one more question, if you don't mind, Dylan. I mean, many people talk about this Warriors team, the lack of experience when it comes to the finals. I sort of look into it and maybe buy into it a little bit, but at the same time, I can't imagine just how raring to go you guys are to get into the finals and put a run together. I can't imagine that there's any sort of deer in the headlights moment for this team. I can, you guys are just can't wait for the finals to start, can you?
Oh, mate, yeah, everyone's itching. Everyone's excited. The whole communities and the country is right behind us. And mate, I've got family and friends over in Australia that they hopped on the bandwagon of the Wives. So, mate, in saying that, like everyone says, it's not so much finals experience, but we've got big game experience guys who have been in the finals or had played big games for New Zealand or Tonga, and we got just to name a few, Adam Fanor-Blake. I think he's if not the best, or is the best prop in the game at the moment. It's neck and neck with him and Tane Haas, and I just think with his games, everyone sees the meters and the post-contact meters, but I just see him, he's doing lots of little things right, and just his effort areas, and it's not what people are going to applaud, but he's doing stuff like that. It's just, it lifts the team. We've got some non-negotiables as a team, and everyone knows exactly what to do when that time is right for us to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. When you've got that engine room working, it's just brilliant for the team. And they're not the flashy, they're not the SJs of the world, they're not the Sean Johnsons who get the big highlight plays, but they get those meters and just tear up the middle of the field. Hey, Dylan, just finally, I mean, just the support in New Zealand. I feel like every time that we've spoken to you on the show, we've had other Warriors players or coaches on the show, we talk about this. But I mean, I've been following league for a long, long time. I'm still a bit of a spring chicken in many ways in terms of other big, long-time fans. But just the support here in New Zealand this year has been unbelievable, and the way this team has lifted up the fans all across the country, not just in Auckland. And as you touched on there, you've got probably people over in Australia who are jumping on that bandwagon. I mean, it must be, as a player, to see the fans, hear the noises, see those Spider-Men or those Spider-Wars or whatever they're called in the Warriors crowd, and all the brilliant sides. It just must be just brilliant and infectious and fun when you're out there.
Oh, it is, mate. It's the fans make up the game, to be honest. And as players, we know it, and we know that the support that we get is off the back of our success, and that, rightfully so. Like, you got day one fans that have been here, gone through some tough times, and then you got some other people hopping on the bandwagon. But we see it as an opportunity for us to hop on board, come support. We love it, we enjoy it. We played Parramatta at their own home stadium and Gold Coast Titans, and it actually felt like it was our home final.
Yeah.
It was our home game because how much support we've been getting through, not just New Zealand but in Australia, and it's pretty cool, man. It's special. I've never had that feeling where you go to an opposition team and you got more fans there than what the team actually have. And mate, when we played Gold Coast a few weeks, the Gold Coast ran out and they got booed. Like, you could hear the boos coming out because there were so many, New Zealand Wild fans, and
wow.
Mate, it's crazy. It's crazy to even think that could happen, and we know it's not going to happen every week at like a different venue, but we know that there's the support over there in Oz for us, and we're super excited, super happy, and we just can't wait to keep playing football and showcasing what we can do.
Yeah, brilliant. Hey, thank you so much for your time, Dylan. I've kept you on for 17 minutes. I hope you don't mind, but thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the captaincy, and all the best for this weekend.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No worries. You too. Thank you, Dylan. Awesome. Dylan Walker there with us here on the platform. Just a pleasure to have him on. Marty and I have been lucky enough to have him on the show in the past.